Where can you make up for this elsewhere for Dire? What needs to go right? Side lanes in particular for them to be able to assist copy this game.
I think this is the kind of game
you're already playing on kind of on the back.
Kez can carry.
Okay.
I think Kez can just carry this game. I think the mid pressure might be good, even if they just force the supports to rotate towards mid and leave Kez in a 1v1. He should win that 1v1 versus the Pango. And then you have your Falcon Rush. You have your grappling claw, so you have like multiple ways to get onto the sniper. Even just the AoE damage from the Raptor Dance with the Fatal Bombs. In the mid game, they have some crazy damage numbers they can put up.
Yep.
And there's also no BKB control. So Kez is pretty much invulnerable during that time. The only thing he has to really care is getting one-shot by like a Dragon Knight mid to late game. But I think as long as he's playing properly, he's letting his Axe go in first, his Earth Spirit go in first, he can Kez it up.
Let's see if Nande can Kez it up. Had the victory yesterday with the hero. And we are going to see Pipsqueak with a 3-man movement down bottom. So they did stop Skeeter from cutting some of the trees. They will enter too far into the jungle. And Falcons, the trap has been sprung. First blood rewarded. Snaking. We'll claim it. And we got a couple of bounties as well. Looks like it's going to go their name. I think it's a 2 for 2. Yeah, 2 for 2. Nothing crazy.
Something I want to quickly mention. So Malrine went Scattershot on Sniper. So he went the laning facet. So he like really wants to crush this lane, which is good and or bad for Copy. I think it means if he survives the lane, pretty much Sniper's facet's been nullified, but it definitely makes the lane hard. And I think this lane matchup is not an easy one for Earth Spirit.
What would you even like the build to be as well from Malrine? Does it matter regardless on the facet with mid Sniper if they always go Scepter? Because there was a game 2 days ago where he had to carry Terrorblade where he went the Scepter.
I think you still go the Scepter. You can kind of, the items don't really change depending on your facet. The facet choice is more having the normal Shrapnel really helps like mid to late game with like vision. It helps with farming stacks, the jungle, whereas the scatter shot's more, I'm going to crush you in the lane. I'm going to press the spell. It's basically just a nuke. And it makes it very hard for Earth Spirit to walk up for these aggressive trades.
Well, let's see how Copy's going to be able to fare versus this difficult lane matchup. We'll see how the other lanes are going to look as well. Bottom will be super brawl heavy. And especially with a Bushwhack and a Blood Grenade connecting from Eki, they're going to be able to run down Skeeter. A good start to a lane that we've seen be kind of impenetrable. Jakiro DK, we've seen has been really, really aggressive. And now they may continue to play aggressive. They've got a double wave. Unfortunately, Eki's resources may not help out as much with that, but it's a good start nonetheless. They'll drag the wave.
DK is also one of the better heroes at taking these creeps under tower. Snaking's trying to last hit. He's like, I have battle hunger, please, man. But Skeeter wants every last hit, takes it for himself. And yeah, I guess Axe is pretty good versus DK, surprisingly. It's not something that I would expect because the higher armor of DK would make me think he's good versus battle hunger. But this is the second time today.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. And we are going to see the Helmdom build as well for the Axe. So let's go back to this build.
I like this build in this game. Vessel is going to be bought by Earth Spirit, so that's your only real other option. Ooh, Copy's going to go do a little wave pull. Some Primal Beast inspiration.
Should a little bit more difficult for him. I don't know what he's going to do after. Let's go all the way around.
Yeah, I think you drag it. You try to drag it behind your tower, and then basically you both are losing a full wave. Like if you look at, oh wait, but Malrine has like double wave on him. Copy's actually gonna lose multiple waves because of this. I mean, this is not good for
bottom lane. We've got a rotation coming through the portal with the contest of the Lotus. Kadaro's gonna be here to chuck out a Shadow Word onto Snaking. Now they do still lose Eki. So but the damage from Snay was enough to secure with a 1-for-1 exchange. The Lotus will be secured from Yayo nonetheless.
Did he just die to the dual breath that was just aiming at the axe? I think he was trying to be greedy on Eki to get an extra spell off and then just die. Oh, it's okay. He was low. It's better. He full reset his HP, his mana, and now he's back. Even after that first blood, DK kind of shot up to the top of the net worth, and I think Axe is gonna start struggling. But he does have his helm, which is the big turning of the lane. Like, you get your HP regen, you get your armor, you start to free from a bit more. And also, which is a bit surprising, he has point and call. I think most of the axes we see are going like a 0-4-2 skill build. Just putting a lot of points in your battle hunger, no points in call, just playing off of pure lane aggression. I think the call makes sense when you have points in your counter helix. Because at least if you call on the wave, like, you're going to spin, do some pure damage. But it's just a bit strange to do.
Lane Nando?
2 points in W.
Might be in trouble if the damage and crit's enough. No, yeah, okay. Big wand.
Yeah, the pressure of the Pango Ringmaster is kind of surprising just how much damage the two of them can deal. Oh, nice shield crash top.
It's just constantly got... Oh, he goes full stats in this lane. One triple branch, circlet, null. Just constantly spamming shield crash. So difficult for them to do anything versus him, with crit standing nearby as well. A bunch of fighting potential for these heroes. We are going to shortly start to see, some thoughts about contesting the power runes. Not as important for the snipe bots, but to take it out of the hands of the Earth Spirit. It's going to be nice. We need to see him get involved this game.
Oh, they're going to bot.
Yeah, Skeeter. Just a bit of poking. Another counter helix. Skeeter's going to be brought low. They might go for snaking now, but Yayo's still actually got to respect if Skeeter enters the lane. That puts the resources kind of low for the heroes down bottom, which means that they may not be able to rotate to help copy mid lane with a roll on cooldown. He used it previously. We'll see they still die bottom, but... Oh, man, mid. Copy almost got nuked down from the Tame the Beast on crit. Very close. Just gets that roll away.
They were super close to getting a kill on bot, but thankfully the Jakiro does go down. So some good stuff, I think, for Pipsqueak. If this bot lane wasn't going as well as it was, I'd be very worried with Earth Spirit. He needs XP super badly, and he needs plays to be able to connect to.
Skeeter. Actually gonna run Eki down, and considering Snake King got a good round of spells over towards the Hoodwink. The Fatal Bonds is great from Kadaro though. Linking up the creeps along with their heroes. Skeeter's gonna be able to hold them back, so Snake King, they don't have the finishing blow. Now Malrein's TP down to bottom of the Assassinate Pop. Will get the kill. They got the vision for Kadaro as well. Malrein wants the extra +1. He's gonna try and cut off Kadaro. And he's got the advantage. And now has the Assassinate for the second kill here for the snipers. The lane's gone great, and with the rotations have gone even better, and this will put them in a position where they can now invade aggressively to take the wisdom away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're gonna need some more heroes. It can't just be Eki along with Yayo. Has anyone else got TP? Warlock's gonna come to bottom. Copy TP'd mid though, so the Earth Spirit's not gonna be here. Malrein's going to pop out.
I don't know about this.
Speed is going to be nearby as well. Absolutely not. I mean, the Fatal Bonds is cool, but who is nearby to be able to use the bonds to their advantage? Yayo will die. And what an invasion from Falcons, where the 4 Curo is going to be heavily rewarded. 2,000 net worth lead. And you've got a sniper who's now going to be a big threat this game.
I think when you're mid laner TPs, I think it's really hard to contest the wisdom. Like, it sucks, but losing the heroes plus the wisdom route anyway, you're basically just doubling down on the loss instead of, taking the win where you get it. And Copy is 0-0-0, but he's so far behind in gold and XP. I really think that they need to either make a move and do some crazy play to kill a sniper, like trust that your Earth Spirit's going to hit the basically blind roll and start on sniper, or he needs to start rotating to his probably off lane and playing around his axe to kill the DK.
Well, they're going to try and go this play around the mid lane, but, Crit's doing a great job to be able to protect the sniper. Finds the D-ward. They already have an aggressive observer themselves on the other side. The sniper's looking like a difficult task for them to do anything, really. Do you feel like there was ever a thought of Nande taping down for the wisdom, or would that just completely grief his game?
He could have. It's one of those things that with that Fatal Bonds, he actually might have killed everyone with the Raptor Dance. But the other side is If he TPs there and he dies, I think the game's just over.
Yeah, okay.
So is it worth the risk? Maybe, because of the game state. You could argue that it's worth. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes it's better to just take the less risky play, I would say.
And Snake King's not even going to risk his own life as well. He'll TP out at the right time. Before the smoke does move over. This a great read from him. Connects up with Melreen. 3 points in the liquid fire.
Pipsqueak smoked
Styles
behind.
going to take a bunch of damage, but they are wrapping around it. They're going to put themselves in a position. Melreen gets caught with the first thumb now, but the Magnetar is going to be out as well. That's all they were needing to get themselves back to the game. But Copy's just dying though. Is Melreen actually going to slip away? Okay, he won't. So with the Fatal Bonds, will get that last little bit of damage they were desiring. So it's a kill nonetheless, but it's a kill Kadaro gets. Copy, I mean, he had to get that kill, but the net worth that he has currently was super important for him to get the call. At least you slow down the snipe up, but still, I mean, Earthspirit's game, it's gonna be rough for him to enter the early game.
That's, I mean, that is the power of the scatter shot facet. I guess when the Earthspirit commits on you, you actually do have a nuke. As opposed to if he had shrapnel there, no way Copy dies. He probably just dies. It could just be a free kill. I don't know if the axe dies either, but crazy damage from him. Also, the funny thing about it is you end up not using shrapnel to farm.
Non-dead
when you have
top
this
lane.
facet.
Shows in the lane. He's going to pay the price here. They've got Melreen nearby off the death. And back to their ways of Falcons. Not even a role necessary. Amar doesn't have him leveled up at the moment.
And they're smoking again. Copy's smoked up, but he's level 6. Maybe they do
be
get
on the
more
mark
right
with the move. This time no one is nearby. So with the turret potential, well, he's actually relatively tanky, to be honest, with the build that he has at the moment. So the stats, Melreen, can they get another rock down? Will he even tick out as well? Copy's going to go for the roll. He should be able to get the kill and also get a way to lift the tail.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, these are good kills. It's also nice that it was solo XP, that he was by himself, so he actually got almost a full level off that. Almost 2, actually. But I don't know. When you get in these kind of desperation moments where you're constantly smoking your mid over and over and the plays are just okay and he's dying in them, his game is so slow down. He's below the Axe, who has been struggling. He's 1 in 4. Axe has more net worth than him.
Yeah, yikes.
This was kind of my concern with Earthspirit. Like, yes, it's good for Sniper. Yes, it's a pretty good Earthspirit game. It's a good Vessel game. It's good with Warlock. But just the power level of the hero, I feel like, is so much weaker than it was in the past.
Top lane, Nande might be able to get a solo kill onto Amar. A nice try here with the Raven's Veil. Will force out a defensive Rolling Thunder, which is now leveled up to the Pango. Meanwhile, of course, we saw that T1 tower go down mid as well, so continuing to open up the map. Top's even going to get denied as well. So the objectives, along with the lead early on, favoring Falcons. But we've seen a lot of plays over towards Copies on the Earthspirit. How do you play around with the Axe as well, with the gold that he has in the game that he has?
I think for him, I mean, the issue is it's not a great pipe game. It's pretty much only Jakiro and I guess like some of the Sniper like shrapnel damage, but it doesn't feel particularly good versus Dragon Knight or Penguin, even like right clicks from Sniper. But I think he's still gonna likely go it, and I think that's your timing. But honestly, this game to me right now is gonna be Nande 1v5ing. If he does a lot in the fights, does the whole Kez, gets 20 spells off a fight, does all the damage, parries the attacks, goes invis, stuns, silences, grapples. I think that's what they need. It's just there's so much on his shoulders. And he's playing versus just stuns. And anytime you have to solo carry and you're just playing versus all these random heroes that can catch you, can stun you, can disable you till you're dead, it just feels pretty hard to solo carry these games.
Well, we'll see if Dire's just raw kind of team fighting the early game can get through the... Still, it's going to be a difficult position when you're playing with such a large deficit as rating they can itemize accordingly. But we've seen the Fatal Bonds have been solid so far, and if Nande starts to get involved, you got the Vessel up from Copy now as well. So if they want to try and take the team fight, they're forcing it, feeling like they're in a position where they need to defend their own jungles, rating continuing to invade, continuing to take over the map, and There's even got to be a D ward as well, so it makes it even more hard for them to be able to find any farm safely.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, I mean, I know we haven't had a lot of success recently when we've been watching the DK, but this is still a goddamn DK that we got to be worried about. And Skeeter is top net worth, and Mask of Madness Armlet. So we didn't go that Blink Rush like we've kind of seen from him previously when he does play this hero. Bit more of the farm-intensive build.
If there's one player I would trust to do Dragon Knight carry service, it's Skeeter, right? He's been playing this hero for years. So much longer than this current meta of it being good. They do get a nice catch on crit, but the one thing is they really wanted to DK with that smoke. They're like smoking their perfect timing that if crit did not break it, they probably get him outside that tower, or at least force TPs, force a fight. Like the game state changes, but there you get a kill and then now you're like, oh, okay, Skeeter TP's out. Now he's farming Tricam. Now our mid wave shoved in, so now our Warlock has to go, and it's just
Top lane,
actually
Nando.
a pretty good death.
He might just tick out to all the damage. He's still going to be inside the macro pie, but the Raven's Veil, he's out to safety now.
Nice
Amar as well. Roll's going to be on the mark, kick back under the tower, but the stun prevents the roll. He doesn't get it out in time. Nice spell casting from Darren. Instant responses as well was required to keep Nande alive.
I mean, good turnaround. I think that's exactly what they need. They got 2 kills back to back. They killed Amar, who's been having a great game. He's second on the net worth. It's just some of these kills feel almost like they're not getting what they need out of them. Like they're not really transferring it into the net worth, into the map advantage. They're just using it as a way to kind of push the wave out. And I feel like Falcons, like they almost always do, like one of their playstyles is all of your waves are shoved in, all of your heroes are farming, and a nice catch on
Nande.
top.
Yeah, this time they're going to be rewarded with the attempt onto Kez's life, so close to escaping, but the supports are nearby. Crit spell casting with a Wheel of One that gets a big kill onto Nande, who's been finding a decent amount of farm now. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Amar. Looks like, yeah, Yayo and Eki are setting up. They didn't get a glimpse of the axe inside the tree line. They are starting to, one person's coming through the portal, which is going to be Crip. He's over towards the right side. We'll see if he can get involved here with the escape act. The cut damage is actually not going to be enough. Amar with the 1 survives the nuke, and now it's getting a little bit messy. Mars the threat of the Rolling Thunder. And he will use it to help secure the kill onto Ek. Now, Copy and Yayo are still nearby, but they really just can only watch idly to the sideline and not do much about it. Top lane. So Rock used Nande along with Kadaro trying to hunt down Snake King, but Snake King's being so frustrating. Nande will now get in range. He's getting also pretty close to Mel range too. Wait, Nande? Nande,
no.
Is he just dead? Oh,
he's just dead.
Snake King.
I mean, he's doing the Snake King build, which I really like. He buys drums on a lot of his heroes, and then he has the Pavis. He's so tanky. He's 1,500 health, plus that's not including the Pavis. He has like 1,900 health that you have to deal with physical damage. It just feels so bad for Kez, who's all the damage. And also, I mean, the play bot, I don't know what happened to the Battle Hunger, but I think not having the Battle Hunger on the Pango really hurt their damage. Oh my God, it was the Chip Fest. The creep actually hit the Pango with Chip Fest, and he got the last hit because of it.
Wait, really?
While he was called.
Way.
I'm pretty sure.
That's insane. Back live,
Top
lane, I suppose. Copies, yeah. Drops the the Magnetize, and it wasn't enough to be able to play with the Warlock. Meanwhile, we saw also on the other side of the map, Falcons. I mean, if you're in a position where you can make plays like this, 2 skirmishers on the complete opposite side, you've got some concerns with what shortly is about to occur as well onto the map. 8,000, 9,000 net worth lead now. And it's getting to a perfect stage for Falcons to be able to get these objectives. Roshan, if they want to consider it, Tormentor in just under 2 minutes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm really excited to see how the Marine Sniper kind of itemizes and plays. From what I've seen in like my pubs, my games, when I see the Sniper, they like have a good early game. Maybe they go like the Dragonlance or the Maelstrom, but whatever, they'll end up with the Axe. And it's really, really sick for a couple minutes, but then you kind of just start getting jumped and you die. And he is in danger of being jumped this game, right? There's the Kez and the Earth Spirit in particular that are just going to constantly look for him in the backline, jump him. So right now, I really love his itemization, which he went the Shard, which I pretty much feel like it's a must on Sniper. And then now he's just going second item BKB. And so now you got Copy, he rolls in into a BKB Sniper. What do? Kez rolls in, he's just going to get stunned in his face by the Assassinate. He's basically just kind of becoming a tank and just absorb a lot of the pressure.
So Dire actually looking to try and force the team fight even without the Aegis. They're feeling like they're in a position still to contest it. Skeeter's going to be able to get the initiative, but the counter is there with the rock, but it's not going to matter. Copy's still going to die with the wheel. Will create so much chaos. Skeeter can stand strong. They're trying to run over the left, but the team fight on Dire, maybe now that Nande shows up, eats the stun, can't even finish his food onto Malrine. Goes bad to worse here. Pipsqueak, they get some kills, but the heroes are not going to be able to escape. Eki will be ran down. It's a double for crit. Make it a team wipe. Amar also snipes Kadara on the opposite side.
And that's somewhat of a ideal fight. Like, you get the Jakiro, who's been causing them so much issues. You get the jump on the Sniper, but you don't even get close to killing the Dragon Knight. He still has that Aegis, so he still has 2 lives. Pangolier as well, just completely untouched the whole fight. I'm very worried for just the next 5 minutes for Pipsqueak. I feel like it's going to start feeling like they're getting ran over. This Dragon Knight is large, and they're smoking again? This is reeking of desperation to me.
Yeah, but maybe this could be a cool read, maybe thinking that some of the heroes have left the area with the Tormentor getting claimed because maybe the resources are low. They could be right. It's just crit on half health and Skeeter. Now, of course, he's got the Aegis, but in the location that he's in, you might be able to kill him a second time, but I say that Raiden are actually nearby to
what you want, though?
Amar, we're about to find out if it's even going to work, and apparently it's absolutely not. Eki's going to die. Skeeter is okay. He actually turns with the Dragon Tail and starts wailing into Yayo's axe. He's going to blink on over, gets the kill. And no, your question, it is answered right there. It is not what you want at all from Pipsqueak. We're up to a 16,000 deficit, and this is feeling like way too tall of an order for them to overcome. I mean, even look at Snaking's net worth. It's more than Nande's. He's 8, 3, and 10. The king.
The king. It's kind of a masterclass game so far from Falcons. I mean, yesterday we saw Pipsqueak, and they were really good at their aggression. Like, it was very clean. They knew when to go. They knew when to kind of bait them in defensively. I feel like today they kind of lost that. They're not forcing Falcons to have to like go on them, be a little split up. They're just ramming their heads face first into a wall, and that brick wall has spikes.
Brick wall goddamn hurts. Falcons wall ain't too fun to play against.
End, baby. What are you gonna do versus Dragon Knight? I mean, it's Falcons. They're probably not going to end for like 30 more minutes, but they could if they wanted to.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We jump on the high ground. So Copy's able to get the roll away, but the creeps are up there. And Skeeter's going to start to get to work.
He's untouchable on the Dragon Knight. Even if you commit every single resource you have, that's 1 life. And then he's going to respawn. He's probably still going to have his BKB. You have to think about Malrine, Sniper on the back line. There's a Marpango rolling through your front line. There's so much that you have to deal with so little resources on your cores. I think you give this up and probably play for the Earth Spirit BKB and the Kez BKB. Like, you get this double BKB timing. You have the pipe on your axe. There's going to be Shard in level 12 on the Hoodwink. Like, you have timings that are coming up. I just don't know if it's going to be enough.
But it's something that they can fight with. You just got to make sure you don't bleed too many kills beforehand. So, kill into the objective. And out they go. 40 seconds still with the Aegis. We'll see how Falcons look to try and occupy the map.
They might just go and try to force a fight. Just like jump. This is the most annoying Aegis timer. It's actually the last 30 seconds because if they kill you, they don't even feel good because they could have just waited the Aegis out. And if they don't kill you, you're getting free building damage. The only concern is now when it hits this like 15-second timer, because then they can kite you out, right? And kill you after the Aegis expires. But that like 30 to 45 seconds, it feels invulnerable.
And Nande's getting stalked. And with the invis from Amar. Yeah.
Oh,
The BKB that you were hoping to wait for. Nande is at least got enough gold for it, but he stuck around a little bit too long, hoping for another wave, but the greed ain't gonna work this time.
They probably are gonna look to walk down the bot lane, take both of these tier 2s, set up for their next Aegis timing when all the lanes are exposed, all the tier 3s, and they can just get mega creeps. There's no rush. They still scale really well. I mean, Skeeter is smoked up. They're 2-man smoked.
Smoked up and hasted up as well, looking to just quickly enter. Be the first point of contact if anyone was home on the triangle. He's going to wrap around.
Oh no, Eki.
Gets a glimpse of the copy with the jump. The damage is just ridiculous. Even the threat of the rock wouldn't have done anything with Skeeter's right clicks. We'll be able to get the TP up with the Mask of Madness experience. They didn't have the attack speed to be able to catch the Warlock as well. Yair, I don't know what he's doing outside the base. There's no jump opportunity for him. He's just going to watch them run away.
And the whole time, Malrine silently pushing the bot tier 2. Not doing much damage. He doesn't really have the right-click sniper build, but yeah, the second Skeeter shows up, the tower just goes down very quickly. I don't think this is where you go high ground. They can definitely just chill, wait the 2-3 minutes for the Roshan to get back alive, and then you just take the Aegis, and that's just your big... That's the game ender Aegis. The amount of items. Dragonite's going to finish just Daedalus. Snaking has his pipe. Marine's got his BKB finished. Amar has a full Octarine. Probably going to have an Ags by the time that high ground push. Like, all of them just have so many tools. And you keep looking at Pipsqueak and it's like, I barely finished my BKB. And it's not a, I'm ahead BKB. It's a, this is my second item. I'll maybe survive the duration of my BKB. If I'm lucky.
Nande inside the base, even gonna have an opportunity to be able to activate the BKB. Was the nuke enough? He's gone. I see a glimpse of an opportunity. They're just so quick to jump in on Falcons.
And they go. There's no carry for 35 seconds. That's the big damage. Everything we were worried about in the draft was Kez has to carry this game. Kez has to do the damage. He's got to play on the Fatal Bonds. No one else will do it. And if you don't have him for 28 seconds, what's there to fear for Falcons?
Surely you might not have an axe as well. Amar gonna follow up with the initiation from Skeeter. Copper's gonna try and zone the back, but meanwhile, if Rayleigh the one's initiating, then Sniper is just freely sitting on the back line, peeping away. They'll get the buyback out of Eki. Skeeter has gone a little bit deep here with the BKB on cooldown. Let's see if they're gonna be able to punish him. He's tanking up so much damage. I mean, they don't have it. With Nande dead, finally he's gonna be able to respawn, but your Skeeter knows no fear underneath the tier 4 tower. Nande now will be able to move on forward, but the escape back gives him a little bit of time. Now, there might be an opportunity for Pipsqueak to punish. Amar's able to get the swashbuckle out of base. Nande will chase. Still, you haven't caught up to Melrine. Raptor's going to be there from Nande, trying to close the distance, but the Yorceptor actually kites the grappling hook at the last second. Meanwhile, as well, they've also left the Pain Glow over to the left side, so the Shield Crash giving us a bunch of health to work with. The Will's in a perfect location from Crit, but it does not hold Nande back, and now they've stuck around for far too long. Melrine will look for a kill before he dies, and at least he's going to be able to bring Eki out of the grave with him. They might also catch up the Crit, but Crit's able to get the blink away. So it is some silver linings. They don't lose the full set of barracks down bottom as well, but it's still such a large deficit. Nonetheless, it's about a 5k swing for Dire.
Maybe they should have just waited for the Roche. Luckily for Falcons, it's not going to be up for a minute, so there's not going to be this like crazy, oh no, we threw high ground. Now they get Aegis. Now, our 20k lead doesn't really feel like a 20k lead. It's more like a 15k, a 10k. It's more manageable, but not lucky. But so that's like, I think, a 6k swing just off the back of one fight, and not even mentioning the amount of XP they got. Nande's getting close to his Ags now, which is a huge damage increase. I think that's like the biggest timing that's going to come out in the near future. There's a Vlad's on Kadaro, which is pretty interesting. Just a little extra armor, a little lifesteal for the Kez. And they're going to smoke up again. I I mean, I like that they like keep going. Like you want to snowball, but it hasn't been working out for them.
No, but I still respect the plays that they're attempting to make still with this deficit. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to catch Falcons just slowly with the respawns trickling in. They are back alive as 5. And they make sure they won't bleed any heroes as well. They'll clump up together with a high ground advantage. There's going to be a difficult high ground to crack without the ward. Smoke's going to pop Yayo. Does he blind jump? He's going to catch Snake Imp, but instantly Crit's going to be there to protect him as well with his escape back. Now with a roll up as well, Copy doesn't have anyone to follow. And with a team fight, they tried to bring it to Radiant, but that's not going to work out at this stage of the game. But the deficit is too large. The items are too far favoring Falcons. Some of the Gs are going to be dropped as well. Pipsqueak forced to tap out of this game 1 as Falcons will claim the victory pre-30 minutes.
I think for me, a lot of it comes kind of...
It is indeed. So but let's see if the game plan them for them in this second game is going to be able to work out in their favor or not. They completely change things up. I mean, everyone does. Let's be real. I mean, there's a first big Storm Spirit. We got a Shadow Shaman, which is a bit crazy. So die with a Nyx Assassin here for crit. Besides that, nothing too fancy. But the lanes though was the big question that I was wanting to ask you just in regards to the previous game. You know, again, we saw Falcons and their performance. Do you feel like at least the lanes look a little bit better here for Radiant?
We can go down the list. Top, I think...
Did Illusion see them?
I don't think so. I mean, but they're all missing. He knew they were all there, and then you just don't see a single hero at all. It's kind of obvious that they're smoking.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, you can even see Maureen trying to break it. I think top should be free farm for Abba, which is really good for him. There's even not that much pressure with Naga, but maybe with like a rotation from Nyx. I think mid should be slightly puck favored. And then bot, I would assume Terrorblade's going to farm. So it's like both carriers are going to have good games. Both offlaners are going to have a bit of a rough one, but I think that it's going to be a lot about the mid lane. If Maureen gets an early 6, presses Chloe on Storm, they bring the supports there. I think if they get this, even just 1 kill early on the Storm, I think that's all that it's going to take to potentially snowball the game out of hand.
The game and Copy's game in particular, like, is this a game where he literally has to be flawless? Like, you know, again, you first pick this hero. Is it a really difficult Storm game where if you die once, then all of a sudden you're going to be having a pretty difficult time? Or
I don't think you have to have a flawless game. I just think that specifically, maybe a flawless 15. He can die mid-game, he can make a few mistakes, but I think that he has to have this early game impact and run around, maybe get a few kills here and there. It's just the snowball of dying and potentially losing your tower at this like 5-6 minute mark is the danger.
well, top lane, a lot of brawling going on. Eki Skeeter going blow for blow. Snaking. Able to kind of run Eki down as well, who did go for the chicken fingers as the facet, potentially to help assist with the Naga Siren. I don't know what the Shadow Shamans have been going lately though.
I think you basically go chicken fingers for laning if you want to win the lane, and then you go the mass one if either you can't win the lane or you don't care about winning the lane.
Okay. Right.
And
You felt like this was a free farm lane for Skeeter though, so we'll see how much the chicken fingers was this with.
Abba is... He's not a weak laner in particular, but he's a slow farmer, right? Like if you compare him to, let's just say Terrorblade, it's very easy. Terrorblade, they both leave the lane at level 6. Terrorblade's gonna farm 2 times as fast as Abba. But when Abba gets Radiance, yeah, he's gonna be really strong, probably stronger spike than Terrorblade is. It's basically just about giving him enough laning time, usually to get the gold for a Sacred Relic. And so when you have these low pressure lanes, like potentially the Underlord, and you won't be able to kick this guy out at level 5, level 6, that's when the worries start to creep up of, are you really going to stop Falcons and stop Skeeter from doing what he wants to do?
Sure. And is the way to kick him out the Storm Spirit? You know, with Copy's like early game damage. Bottom Nande actually? That they are indeed. Nande is not really right-clicking side the meta. Is able to turn for the first blood. Amar will get a return kill. He's got a bunch of 1 charges as well, so he's going to be able to push Kadara out.
A lot of damage, though. I mean, thankfully for Nande, he did get the first blood, so it's not the biggest loss for him to die there, but definitely Amar's the big winner. He got solo. The funny thing about those trades is Amar gets solo XP for a kill versus Nande doesn't get solo XP because his support lived.
We'll see if they go again, though, for the Lotuses, even top lane as well, snaking. It's going to be a little bit difficult to contest inside a Firestorm and the range of the Lotus area. Bottom also crits finds theirs. That's going to be nice for Amar, considering his current resources. You know, Copy's also taking a lot of damage onto the tower. Might get solo killed. Melreen just gets the jaunt away.
He's going to keep playing on him. He has to lose this XP. Ooh, if he missed that, if he hit that orb, I think that could have been a kill.
Pretty much a full wave though. That Copy isn't able to CS freely under the tower. So do you see Melreen is starting to slip ahead? You did say that this was a bit more of a puck-favored matchup. How can Storm play accordingly to try and ever make it even? What does this lane kind of play on in regards to the spikes?
It's just Puck. I mean, is kind of broken in a sense that its innate ability, the Puckish, is just so hard to deal with the regen. We can even see this game and some games before. They don't even go bottle on Puck anymore because you have so much HP regen and mana regen. I think if you're getting it on cooldown, which usually you're not getting it on cooldown, but it's like 8 HP regen per second,
bottom lane
mana regen per second.
Nande, oh my lord, you picked the TB into the slaughter, and I mean the Nyx has some support as well. You brought it up in the draft, like Amar kind of had to get the Nyx through the lane, but that's really feeling like that's not the case at all.
I mean, sure, he's getting kills. Unfortunately, he didn't even get that kill, but I think, again, the big winner is Amar in these trades. He's getting solo kills on Terrorblade. He's getting super high XP. He's almost level 5, where Terrorblade's barely about to hit level 4. This also opens up rotations. Snake King can look to gate. He can just press net on the Terrorblade. I think every time he shows up, he's going to die. And Abba's one of the better carries of being left alone. So it's getting to that scary mark where it's a question mark of how is this laning stage gonna get any better for Pipsqueak. And now they're even pressuring top. So Abba is taking a chunk of his tower's damage. He can't really walk up. I think Snake King's also a bit hesitant to actually go in just because they're both relatively weak. But I think it looks like they're gonna be able to defend the tower.
Look at the catapult wave. Meanwhile, mid is going to be... okay. What do we got? That's amp damage up top that Melreen's going to be working with. Meanwhile, bottom lane...
Not again. Not a one.
So, yeah, again, bro. This is
not worth. That's 3 deaths on the Terrorblade in 6 minutes. I mean, I guess maybe it's worth. He's top net worth. But I think purely XP-wise... he's losing out on so much. Slaughter's level 6 already.
Mid lane as well. Becky, a little bit of damage getting dealt over towards the Shadow Shaman. Melreen with the amp damage drops the coil onto 2. They're still going to try and return fire. Snaking will end up dying. Now Copy's got more mana to be able to strike back. Melreen, orb in 3, getting stuck in the trees. Pathing's a little bit awkward there, but should be fine. Copy with a Soul Ring and Wand is not going to continue in pursuit. So that was a big advantage that you were playing with on Melreen. Amp damage, coil as well. You move on first onto the support, but not enough to get the kill into Eki, and important for Copy.
Yeah, Copy getting a kill matters a lot. It's going to help his game. I mean, it would have been scary if Melreen ended up dying there, but a little too strong on the puck. Also, misclick maybe on Melreen. He has 2 points in the phase shift, which I actually think maybe mattered for that mid dive. Like not having an extra point in orb, not having that damage definitely hurt a bit. And also just like weird skill build because that's the last skill you max. Like you want to have 4-4-1. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe there's like a specific interaction that you need 2 points in phase shift for. I know like Keeper of the Light, it's way easier to dodge a spell with 2 points rather than 1.
Dire are scanning.
What a scan timing. As soon as Kadario pops through the portal, well aware. Meanwhile, mid lane as well. We're going to coil out onto Copy. Once again, we're going to see Copy up able to fight back the support. But there's really no turn potential. Copy's going to be fine. Importantly, it's just time expended where Melrin's able to move on over and get the power rune. Bottom? No, dude, no.
It's level 5.
This can't be happening. Like, am I missing something? Like, this TP into starter, right? I know the entirety of the game, like, kind of feels nice as well, but he's gonna get another solo kill. Someone nerf Amar.
I mean, at least Copy gets him. That's a bunch of XP and gold he gets because he was on a mega kill, but the lane can't go like this. Mid lane, now that Copy had to be forced to TP.
Oh boy. Well, at least it's not showing up in the net worth, but Nande being mid, he's got no home now. At least he can jungle like you're saying, but the Abaddon can't really do that. And apparently they lost their tier 1 tower top with everything going on.
There's been a lot of chip pressure. The Underlord just pressing his Q, forcing it in. You know, he has the cleave facet. He's got a lot of damage when you're going for the aura and the treads. It's just pretty easy for him to kind of kick the Abba out in lane. You have like double the damage of Abba. Abba's a very low damage hero at this point in the game. But yeah, my
bottom lane is it in? Yeah, attempt to play aggressive into the starter's lane, but this guy's level 8. Amar has so many stats. You're not going to be able to get the starter kill in a Copy as well as instant trouble. He's still got mana to be able to zip away, but yeah, and they know exactly where he is. Beaconed onto Copy. As Amar, there is nothing that he has to be worried about. He's
Kadaro's in danger too.
I'm gonna go Kadaro. Like, what do I literally have to care about? He sees 5 heroes on Radiant, and he knows there are 0 threats for him 10 minutes into the game.
He's 8-1-0. Of their 9 kills, he has 8 of them. This bot lane is a complete disaster for Pipsqueak. And also, all that advantage, I was like, oh, well, at least Copy got the kill. Like, oh, he's coming. It just goes back to Slardar. He gets everything back and more. He's going to have a, what is this, like 11, 12-minute Blink Dagger with Soul Ring, with Treads, with double bracers. They're looking at him. I mean, there's a song behind him if he's really in danger.
Well, they're going to turn Fiend's Gate down, but yeah, exactly like you're saying, Snaking's got the song. He actually doesn't even need to use it. Now, Yari's like, what am I doing here? Can they stop this? Snaking.
I mean, Nande
This is a big event.
Nande's pressuring mid.
Okay.
So at least he's kind of getting something done. And again, the top lane, Underlord is doing a lot of work. He's going Pipe, which... Pipe is good versus Abba, because you get the Pipe around his Radiance timing, and then you kind of are nullifying it, also the Puck. But my concern is Slardar, right? Like, Slardar is going to do so much, and Pipe is doing nothing versus him. So, and Amar's here with the dagger, looking for the Underlord as we speak. Well, they might get him.
Skid is going to be able to step in as well. They do have one hero through the portal. Yair's going to try and run to Eki. Copy's going to zip over the top as well, but the Serpent Wards will hold Amar into place. Have they got the damage before he sprints away? Copy holds the Vortex, and they're going to be able to drag him back. So again, Copy will get the kill onto Amar, the gold and experience for him to claim. Melrin is nearby, and Copy's super low on the resources.
On the TP out.
With all things said and done, this net worth lead, it's just under 1,000 on Falcons. T1 Tower finally goes down mid as well from Nande's poking. And he's second in net worth too. So yeah, even with the 4 deaths, the game doesn't look
I'm impressed with Nande. The fact that he had that rough of a laning stage and was still able to keep up in net worth, pretty much getting very close to Slaughter. Obviously, I think the biggest thing with early game kills is XP. Mid to late game kills matter way more for gold. Like you get a kill, you get 500, 600 gold instantly in your pocket. But this XP of, you know, level 10 Slaughter about to hit level 11, that adds up, especially the earlier the game, it's skill points, right? Later in the game, a level is maybe just extra point stats. But right now, he's getting more points in sprint. He's about to get his talent at level 11. He's probably at this rate gonna have his shard at exactly 15 minutes. Even though it's not even a 1k lead, it's still looking really good for Falcons.
Maybe this can be the smoke to kind of stop the momentum that is continuing to grow from Falcons. They're going to try and swing their way towards top, where Skeeter is currently farming out of the map. And with no T1 tower, there is going to be no reinforcements coming behind him pretty shortly. He'll run into the 3-man. He absolutely is, without a doubt. He'll pop the borrowed time. Oh, they got stuns? They got the pit. So he's not going to be able to get too much distance away. Regardless, they would have got up to him in the end. So a nice movement, rewarding themselves a kill. Meanwhile, Nande, see, he's off by himself, continuing to get some farm here with the Terror Blade. So do they get the power rune? It's going to be spawned down bottom here for Melrin. Nice one. No bottles, so unfortunately doesn't keep the arcane, but they're going to try and look to make a play with it. Do they see Nande? They're going to get a glimpse of him up the high ground. It's got the read that something's going on, though. You see how he's kind of positioning further to the left, so they will not catch the TB. They'll continue to swing further down, but no one's behind this T1 tower.
I think they need to take these towers on Falcons. The big advantage right now for Pipsqueak is they ended up taking mid and top tower, which is making the map a lot harder to play. That's why Skeeter kind of got caught in that top area. And the fact that Falcons hasn't taken the tower with their laning advantage is pretty surprising.
Can Skeeter get caught again? They know the Fiend's Gate. Somehow he popped out of the woods with the phase boots. And now this time it's going to be a much more different story as well with how close it is to the objective. So the reinforcements are going to come through in the form of Melrin, but the coil connects. The Shaman eats the stun as well. Crit holding the Underlord into place, and Amar's going to show up with all the gold that he's working with. Nande wants to fight. They're going to be able to get the pull over to Amar. He's out of song range. Snaking needs to get inside, but it's going to be too late. They get the kill over towards Amar, but Storm Spirit has to commit it to the sides. Meanwhile, on the river, Nande will push back Crit, who didn't have anyone else. Their focus was on some other heroes instead. Did Copy live?
Yeah, I think that was a weird song. I know, like, sure, the Slaughter's dying, but maybe it's better to just play the fight out, kill the Underlord, and then look for something different. Like, right here, I think they just commit to killing the Underlord without the song, but the song kind of ends up saving him. Like, right here, just kill him. And he wasn't even in range to get, like, the Terror Blade or the Storm. Amar's trying to figure out where to go. I think it also puts Crit in an awkward position. Like, all of the cores of Falcon just felt weird, and then you let the Terror Blade save him. Copy's able to go in and get out.
Oh, back live. Marin's going to be able to get the jaunt away. Snaking also will make it away. Okay, nothing crazy.
I think it was just a bit of a blunder, which it's just something Falcons doesn't make that much. Especially Snaking on his Naga. I think he's probably the best Naga 5 in the world. Surprisingly, a very close game.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Kadaro?
No. Not goodbye, Kadaro.
Okay. Yeah, it's something we haven't seen so far this game. Even with the lead that you had from Amar in particular, we haven't seen him combine with Crit as well to find these pickoffs with the Nyx and Slaughter together.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, we'll finally at least get one objective on the map like you were asking for.
I think Crit has had a bit of a quiet game on this Nyx. He's 0, 5, and 7. He hasn't really found these good vendettas like you've said. And he might go down again. Yeah, he's going to go down.
Falcon's going to try and force the team fight afterwards. But the core's going to hold 2 into place. The markets are kind of miss on the blink though, so it's still on cooldown and he can't follow up. Skeeter's going to try and tip over the right side, but the borrowed time, with it being on cooldown, he's going to be in some danger. Copy doesn't have the greatest resources, so we're going to try and go all or nothing over to the park. They've secured the kill onto Melrin. Now they've got the shackles as well, which is going to hold Amar into place. But the Serpent Wards isn't there, though. Amar's able to slip out, but he cannot get out of range of the pit. That holds him down momentarily, but it's not long enough for Nande. Amar will make it up to the safety of the high ground. And Falcons will only lose the park. It got scary. It was almost in a position where there could have been some more casualties on their side.
These are good fights for Pipsqueak. I think the Nande is showing up to the fights properly. I think Copy Storm is as well getting really clean jumps. He's 6-1-4 in not an easy Storm game per se. Like in that fight, he actually dodged the Naga net with a zip and able to get those kills purely because of that kind of just small play.
Are they going to contest this roast? Without Menace, it's a little bit slow. Crit is nearby, but this is never going to work. It doesn't have the Vendetta movement cliff. They're actually going to try and take the team fight out of the pit instead, but Copy. Gotta be careful. Crip will now enter, so scouts out Roshan, sees that it's not low enough. Amar hasn't TP'd back as well. He's continuing to farm, but he doesn't even actually have a TP, so it's going to be up to some crazy shenanigans, maybe from Snay and Melreen. Snay's going to go for it. No. Oh my god, he was so close. Oh, far out. That was so close.
Oh, and a big jump from Copy.
They got the Spike Carapace, but the pit's going to come through shortly. No, crit's out. Vendetta up again.
She's taking the lotuses. Who's trying? At least now, good thing for Falcons, they have the Radiance on Abba, which I think was their big timer, but the pipe has been finished for Underlord, so that's kind of already the preemptive counter. Crit's found on another sentry. It's looking good for Pipsqueak. I was really worried. The early game, I felt like should have been a complete disaster, but I think they're playing a bit like they did versus Heroic. They're making a lot of very aggressive plays with the correct number of heroes. They're not bringing too many. They're not bringing too little. They're getting a lot of these extra kills, specifically on the supports, I would say are the big ones. Like Crit is going down 7 times. That's been so much now where it's just into their hands.
Yeah, really. So yet to feel the value out of Crit. And honestly, these last fights, we haven't felt the value from Amar Slaughter. Exceptional lane, early game as well. But we just haven't seen, unfortunately, that be able to result in some big team fight victories here. Level 15. It's going to be a difficult hero to kill. I think it's BKB getting delivered. So the fights are going to look easier for him. But you've now given up one objective into a second as well, being the Tormentor. And that will go over towards Kadaro. How do you want to see Raiden continue to play the map with the Aegis for the next 3 minutes?
Probably clean up a lot of the outer towers with your Terrorblade. Like take the bot tier 1, tier 2. They're going to be too late to contest the Wisdom, but I think you just take these towers, cut mid, get the tier 2. You kind of want to set up. A lot of the time, this first Aegis is a setup Aegis for the second one. Because second one gives you banner. It also gives you better item timings to actually hit the high ground base. And it gives you more time to get a gold advantage. So just set up to win the game and get mega creeps with your next Roshan.
Well, they're going to try and further put themselves in an advantage here with the smoke. It's going to be 3 men. Underlord will even join them in it, but he's not going to follow Eki nor Copy. Crit bypasses Nande down bottom. Kadaro pops the sentry, so they're going to get a glimpse of Crit. Pretty difficult for them. So it's going to be a very interesting kind of formation. They got 3 heroes bot, and meanwhile the other 2 sweeping across the map. With the amp damage from Copy, he's going to try and predict where they are. Uses a decent amount of his mana to no avail. Does he see anyone? He does. Looks like it's a glimpse of Snay. Snay just not going to use the song. Values the ultimate instead of his life. Look at this move as well from Falcons. They want to try and reoccupy their triangle. Now, Yayo can bring them in with the pit. Let's see if he can get the Fiend's Gate out. They get a glimpse of him down to the low ground. The jump from Kadaro is going to be even better. So you don't want to jump the Elder Lord, go for the squishy support. Now you've got the ultimate coming through. So the reinforcements are going to show up. It's a great pip. This fight gets messy now. They're going to kite down to the south. They're trying to avoid the Terrorblade, but they're stunned onto Melrine. He's just able to get the jaunt away. Copy's got a little bit more mana to follow in pursuit. The Blink's going to be out. He's fine, but Amar, the backline, Ek is gone. The right clicks, are they enough? They are indeed. Nade, that feels good. All the revenge, all the frustration from the laning phase, he can finally take it out on the Slaughter.
In the second you see a glyph, that's their tier 2 glyph. Like they already lost the tier 2 top, so it's not going to refresh.
And hang on, Copy. What? Copy gets a kill on his Skeeter as well. He's got no TP and no borrowed time. Is Skeeter dead as well? Does Copy go for it? Skeeter's going to try and play around with the trees. They know exactly where he is. And with the rest of the team, not even required. Copy. That also is going to feel so nice for him. Tips are well deserved. A solo kill onto two Falcon cores.
And this was, again, first pick overall Storm. He just got the drafts like, guys, give me Storm. I'm gonna go.
Can he survive enough with the play? Kadara is here. But the medic has arrived. And they got enough mana still for Copy to try and zip in and hold the Nyx down, but that's not even all. Eki. We got another solo kill. Eki's even getting involved in the party.
And Falcons is just getting picked apart. I don't know what happened. I feel like, especially with Amar, I feel like him and Maureen were supposed to have this like stronger, more explosive mid game post the laning stage. Like you think of Slaughter's KD, he was 8-1, and now he's 11-4. He's died 3 times for 3 kills, and even just I know Copy's owning, but I'm still impressed with Nande. Just the fact that he was able to show up to objectives, push the lanes out, do a lot of damage in the fights, and stay high net worth has been really impressive this game.
Well, they're not going to respect Falcons at all. 8,000 net worth lead, no ages. They want to walk up high ground. We've seen Falcons previously. The MO for them has been farm such a massive lead so he can beat the enemy team into submission. But Copy's going to try and go for a pick off foot of the puck with the Orchid. He has got that. I mean, the gameplay from him. 11-1-5. First pick Storm Spirit. That's why they banned it in the last game. He's making them second guess that maybe they should have done it this game as well.
And they keep going. What's stopping them? They have 11,000 gold lead. They don't have an Aegis. They don't need an Aegis. They can just keep going. There's also a Lotus Orb for the Underlord, so it's going to be really annoying to remove the Slardar, remove the root from the Naga. Snaking has a good angle, but I don't think it's enough. Their damage feels so low when fighting into the Atrophy Aura, fighting into the Pipe. And they're just gonna let the summons all finish the racks. What?
Should get it.
It's done.
Wow. 13,000 net worth lead. We're up to Arcane Rune for Copy as well. He recognized he could take the game in his hands, assist the team to put themselves in this position. We're going to see what Falcons are able to do. 13,000 deficit, an aggressive smoke from them. They want to bring the fight to Radiant, knowing the meta's on cooldown. Crit will drop a really good observer, but once again, it's Yayo on the front line. They need a more juicy kill. That's going to be Kadaro. And they should be able to bring him down before there's going to be a response. Eki will get caught by the coil as well. And Radiant will just give up their 2 supports.
I mean, that's kind of how they need to fight. I think jumping the Pugna, if they're able to get that, they can win the fight. There's also a Parasma for the Puck, so it's a lot of bonus damage that he's kind of providing to his team. There's not much magic for it to kind of use it, but even then, it's just like re-countering the Pipe. Like, it's making Pipe be a bit neutralized. I don't know. It feels like it's so hard. Like, they get these kills, and I don't think Falcons gets anything from it. They have 2 minutes until this Roche spawns. They need to find a way either to contest the Roche, which seems pretty difficult, or just find a way to delay the game for 7 minutes of delaying if they give up this Roche.
Eki, this is a pretty aggressive TP. You're hoping that there's going to be some other heroes to come through, and that's shortly going to happen with the Fiend's Gate from Yaro. Beacon TP up, it's snaking. He is in. And as soon as he shows up in an instant, he is gone in the grave.
Yeah, they got a buyback. Terrorblade's got a Scotty. He might want to go. The only concern of not going right now is Roche can spawn at any time. So it's the safe play is just back, play Roche. They can't fight into you. This is a very, very difficult just fight. Like, I don't even know the execution that Falcons needs to be able to win this Roche fight. It has to be some jump onto the supports while also not dying to Terrorblade right clicking, while also not dying to the Storm, and actually doing enough damage to kill the supports with, you have a decrypt on 1, you have the like mini Aeon Disc on the Shadow Shaman.
Oh, fight's gonna break out. Smoke's gonna pop and Melrin's gonna be able to get the orb away. They won't have follow-up. They don't want to continue to go into Falcons territory, but there's no vision currently set up, so they'll back away. Falcons will look to try and reoccupy a spot with a second ward getting placed, but Pipsqueak, what's the call from them? How do they set up this team fight? Gonna be the full wraparound copy.
Tower is under attack.
Trying to find a way through, maybe even pinging the base as well. What are we looking for? Are they actually just gonna force them back? Blast, Serpent Wards, meta as well, potentially. No, but the read is there from Dire. They've already started to react in time. But do you stick around from Rainy? This is a pretty risky play. Core's gonna have to make the retreat a little bit more difficult. But no one will follow up. It's not good enough for them. Falcons will at least stop the mega creep push.
They could just go Roche. I think this is kind of, this is the way only way you can throw the game. I think if you're Pipsqueak, just back up, get your Aegis, get it on Terribly, get it on Storm, whoever you want it, and just start hitting the base. This thing where they're like dancing like, yes, this fight is probably a 90% win for them if they fight without the Aegis, but just take the 100% win. I guess they were scared of it moving. I'm just surprised it's taking this long.
Oh. Now they'll stalk Roche into its bottom lair. We'll see Falcons again come out on the map, but Radiant are aware of this. They have this water outside the base.
Oh, and Nande. We're just getting thrown by Roche.
You gotta let him in.
It looks like they kind of want to fight.
They're coming on Die. Can they put themselves in a position? Amar's going to jump over the top, but he's going to instantly be pitted up. He can pop the BKB over to the right side. Now, Kadara did get scouted up by Crip, but Melrin is going to eat a stun, controlled and brought down, but the Snake King song was too late to protect him. No Melrin for the Roche fight, and potentially no other heroes as well. Storm will not zip over. They're not going to overplay their hand. They're going to be able to get the perfect jump at Amar. The timing has to. He's got to go soon. Roche is about to die. Eki, he's going to be able to jump beforehand, preventing the blink from Amar. They get the Aegis over towards Copy. Now Copy's going to go to work and zip on the backline, controlling up the heroes to make it difficult to keep Skeeter alive. Skeeter's going to be fine with the borrowed time, but the Aegis should surely die right. It's taking them so long to get the kill. Finally, they're going to be able to do so, but Skeeter has to duck and run. The Abaddon's not going to be able to make it away. Melrin's in trouble as well. He'll get the jaunt. Now, Nande's getting controlled for the moment. Down to the south, Copy, along with the Mar going toe-to-toe. They're actually going to be able to kill them off. Copy does have some reinforcement to play with, surviving on a slither of health. Zips over the wall to left. The G's are going to be caught. A Pipsqueak. An upset victory in game 2. What was looking scary with our bottom lane shaped up with a Mars slaughter, but not enough. They were able to come from him.
I think just the normal build, just Blink. He can even maybe go Yules to help tank the Omni Slash, or Lotus, I think are both acceptable. And then if he doesn't want to do that kind of thing, he can just go the Blink Ags Shivas would probably be the build. A lot of tips. I think it's because Maureen tipped Lich, and then they go, don't tip my Lich, and everyone tips Maureen. Defending your support.
I don't know. He also said something in Russian. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Something, and then da. Something, yes.
Oh, we got one word. That's good.
Centaur? Yeah, I don't know what the other one is. A question. My Russian is not advanced enough.
And Chris gonna run into Eki, so it'll be nothing too crazy by the looks of it. Look at the banner plays from Amar. Great position for us to be in. Honestly, you're a little concerned that this could be just a 2-0 clean victory for Falcons. You see the series count overall, the 3-0 team going against a 2-1 team, but no, Pipsqueak are putting up a fight. It seems like they got a draft as well to put up a bit of a fight here in our game 3. Are there any deciding heroes you feel like really need to like tell the story here, the recipe for success? Well, let's start with Pipsqueak. Who do you feel like really needs to be that X factor for them in this game?
It's definitely Nande. I think Nande is going to have to
okay.
super pop off this game. And for comparison, I think there's not anyone in particular. I think it's all 3 cores evenly have a big responsibility. Like Centaur scaling into mid game with Ags to help alleviate the troll pressure. I think Maureen's going to have to do some blinks. I think he's probably going to do the greedy build, but still just having to have impact. And then Skeeter, just how he plays the troll matchup, it can be a bit iffy with trying to all in him and then he gets his ult off. You don't actually kill him. So I think all 3 cores have to do a lot of work for Falcons, and Pipsqueak's cores are more like Sand King's a pretty easy to execute. As long as he presses Epi stun close to troll, it's fine. As long as Underlord goes in and buys his aura, it's fine. They have much less influence, I would say, on the win.
Who do you see this game that Maureen does actually play with in regards to the blink? Who's going to follow up with him?
Probably the Ringmaster is the big one. And it's the hero does a lot of damage, which is really surprising. Like, every time, especially the early game, like when at level like 7, when he has max tame the beasts, you just do half the support's health every time you click your Q.
Yeah, the numbers are pretty insane. I'm looking at them now. 480 max from the tame. Okay,
it's like almost a lion ult. It's so close to just being a lion ult. It's 600 damage. But yeah, this is a 10-second cooldown when you're level 7. So I think the pairing of them will kill these heroes. A lot of them are pretty squishy. Like Sand King, the supports are all relatively low HP pools. So just being able to use that magic damage in the early game, but he's okay.
Is there any aggression we can see come out from Falcons as well in this lane? You know, the classic enchant slow into the Blade Fury, maybe with 2 points in it from Skeeter?
Probably not. I think that Underlord's going to have too much HP pool, and the amount of damage he has, he might just turn and right-click the Jug and just trade into him the whole time. Obviously, there's like situations here and there that he could just get ult in, especially if he gets poked down by the Ench like he is right now. I think that, to me, this should be a pretty free farm lane for the Underlord.
Okay. Yayo is kind of getting him right-click down, and Skeeter's also running him down with the Blade Fury as well. So important timing to push him away from the contest in the Lotus. Looks like top is also going to go Kadara's way, so 1 for 1.
So far, Falcons, I think they're just getting a little more out of the lanes. Maureen's doing an extremely good job mid so far versus Sand King. Juggernaut's free farming. I think bot, for me, is very surprising. The fact that it's like a 400 net worth advantage already. I thought that lane would be a little more free for Underlord, but Enchantress is just a strong 5. I also think Hoodwink is not the absolute best position for the lane versus her. It's like, okay, it's a fine response, but it doesn't win the lane. And I think if he has a struggle, like he's not able to get these fast timings like he did in the last game, he could start to feel a lack of impact.
We'll see where that impact's able to come through for Yao if he can get to a position.
You're going on a
But
mark.
playing a little bit of, yeah, some damage getting output on him, but he's got the helm. 7 armor early on with some of the items that we see from Amar, so just some poking. The lane's pretty far pushed out. Eki almost getting solo killed to Snaking. So they're not going to be able to get in range to cancel the salve. It seems like we got pretty static lanes, not really many active lanes as well. Of course, we know the Enchantress is exceptional support to be able to make movements across the map. Do Dire have the same ability, or do you really feel like it's going to be Radiant kind of dictating the early pace?
I think it's more Radiant doing stuff. Like Dire wants to stack the Tricamp, get stacks for your Sand King, get him farm, get him blink. The Troll wants to sit in his lane and just slowly win it just by being a Troll, and Underlord wants to just survive. So like they're gonna be existing. I think that Falcons is gonna be bringing the Ench to mid, maybe pressuring with this mid tower, your DK level 6, maybe going top, trying to get the Troll out. It's a lot, specifically Snaking, I think is going to be the one making all the moves. And Pipsqueak's job is to avoid that pressure.
Well, let's see what they're going to be able to do versus Elder Dragon form. If it's just a one to help secure the wave, or if Snaking continues to play around mid with the summons being frustrating. We've got the Power Rune going to be up pretty shortly as well for either side to put themselves in position. You're about to have some mid problems that need to be addressed though. What's an early glyph? Where did we glyph for? Nice sandstorm dodge with the Dragon Tail copy. Yeah, absolutely. He's going to eat a bunch of damage, trying to play on the outskirts. Meanwhile, Snaking is actually going to be able to tank the damage. No, but the 1 point Nature's Attention is not enough, and Copy isn't going to die as well to the damage from crit. He tried to go for the Blood Grenade and 2 points Impalement Art, but Copy's fine. Selves up. I don't know where the rune went. It's just illusion. Okay.
I mean, pretty good response to the mid pressure. I think Ench DK at this like 5-minute timer with the siege, really scary. A lot of the teams will end up losing their mid tower, but kind of baiting Snaking in, making him tank the tower. It's the best way to kill Ench because it's so much physical damage for her that I think just the fact that they're able to stop that play from happening buys them so much time for Sand King to get farm.
Can you see Radiant contesting these stacks that are starting to get built at the triangle? They have a lineup too.
Not particularly. I think it's pretty hard to contest into Underlord and Sand King. They love being set up in these positions like this. Their contest is probably going to be Maureen pressuring mid tower, maybe top, but I would assume just go mid, just take the tower. And he's in fact farming his own stacks for Dragon Knight.
Okay. It's a bit more of the economy game that we're seeing bottom lane. Actually, Omni Slash onto Eki. Eki's going to try and pull it over towards the creeps, but not able to get in range. So Skeeter pulls the trigger, finds the first kill of Falcons. Looking to try and move on over to scout out what's going on at the triangle. He actually won't continue. Snake will poke his head up. But the real loser though is Yayo is very much struggling. Bottom net worth. See, there's about a 700 difference between him and the other offlaner. Can you even do this?
Falcon's going again.
Yeah, hang on a second. Skeeter should be fine. There's going to be no TPs coming down.
He gets the last hit.
Bottom tower has fallen.
I think if the Pipsqueak's going to have struggles in this game, it's because of this bot lane. He definitely needed to have a bit better of a lane. I don't know if it's necessarily his fault. Again, I think Jug can be pretty hard for Underlord, and Enchantress is such a strong laner, but the fact that Jug is going to have such a free game and Underlord's not going to get this pipe timing to kind of contest maybe the Centaur's damage, some of the spin, some of the magic. It's not even, I guess, particularly a good pipe game, but just having some tanky body in front of both your Sand King and your Troll, allowing them to play the fights the way they want to play, is gonna hurt them in this next like 5 to 10 minutes.
So how do you play the map then from Falcons, knowing that this Underlord is going to be a weakness?
I think you just end up bringing the Jug to top. You can maybe push this wave and then look to gate, contest the troll. Maybe you're scared of this tanking epicenter counter gank, but you could just bring 5 heroes. I think give the Underlord his 1-2 waves. He's not really going to show up to this top play. And then just take the tower. I think kicking the troll out before his Battle Fury is a really big window for them.
Oh, they might bring Melrain now after he takes the Ancient stacks. There's going to be the Armlet build from Melrain. Want to continue to prioritize his game. Copy's going to use the amp damage as well to take the Ancient stack. So really just eking out the economy.
I mean, even with all these Ancient stacks, they're still going to be down 2,000 gold. So it's not... Usually when you get this, it's like, oh, we're getting this huge bonus gold lead or XP. Sure, I think his XP is pretty good, but he's the same as Malrine. Like, both the mids are very close, and I think that favors the Dragonite in this kind of game.
Does feel like maybe in the early game at least, the level 6s might be a bit more important for Dire's supports. I mean, of course, nothing really much the Enchantress is going to be able to do. So Crit might have to kind of pull some weight a little bit with the Wheel of Wonder. But we saw in the previous game where we covered Kadara's Lich.
Nice for Hurricane.
Top lane, Nande. Got the Battle Trance and Kadara nearby, but this is a pretty big deal that you put him at this health pool. He might have to use the Battle Trance just to heal and up at the jungle. Hearing an Epicenter from Copy, doesn't have to blink just yet, so I was hoping Crit just ran blindly up to the high ground. And here's those rotations like you're mentioning. They're going to bring Snaking along with Skeeter through the portal.
I think this is a good move. It's on the siege, so it's like pretty much a guaranteed tower. Sure, you're giving Underlord a bit of space, like he's going to get these 2 waves for free, but Malraine's still collecting mid because he doesn't need to be rotated to this, and then you're kicking the troll out. I think troll's also, he got pressured really heavily, he's low, and this is how you get the net worth lead to grow really fast. It's taking towers. It's taking their jungle camps, still getting your own jungle camps. Like Skeeter's going to go back bot, he's going to go keep pushing this lane out, get his Ancients. He has so much space and time to just get gold. When this Battle Fury comes out, he's going to be massive. All right, Copy's got his Blink Dagger.
Seems like time to go. Level 6 up as well from Eki. And bottom is at least the position they want to try and bring their forces down to. He's going to reveal himself.
Use it to farm the
Going to be able to jump instantly. Charge up the epicenter. But the chain control is going to come through for the bushwhack as well with a massive fine for the boys on Dire. Now Falcons will respond. They know that everything was used, so they're going to be favored now with the second part of this fight. Crit even got a bit of a slow over towards Yayu, which might give them the opportunity. Second Impalement Arts is going to be there. Really nice spell casting from Crit. You would just expect it to be a solo kill onto the Hoodwink, but that is not the case. Crit enables them to find a double.
Unfortunately, Skeeter goes down. He didn't even have the chance to be like make a reaction play with spin because it was like 1 second cooldown because he used it to farm Ancients, but still a good turnaround. You trade it for the enemy mid, you trade it for support. Yeah, it slows down Juggernaut a bit, but he's just back to farming already.
Yeah, but they're back to trying to make a play down bottom.
Oh no, he missed the stun.
Oh, he missed.
Missed.
Ooh. Okay.
Could have been a kill. They have the Hoodwink follow-up. They have the Lich to just press ult. They have all this like random damage that would have been kind of tossed in to a Sand King stun. And now that kind of allows the Jug to just feel safe, and even the supports just leave. They take the gate, go top. Maybe they're going to try to kill the Centaur with all of their ultimates.
Yeah, they know the Stampede's on cooldown.
Hard.
It is hard, but it's a great bushwhack from Eki. But the Tornado, they will still get the clip with the Sharpshooter. And yeah, unfortunately, not really much Crit's going to be able to do. Escape Act isn't leveled up. Amar's just going to continue to pump fake the Hoof Stomp. kill is there. The damage has been dealt. Helm of the Dominator creep's going to be found as well. Much needed kill. But you might lose out on your Wisdom bottom. Snaking and Malrina angling to the right. Kadara's going to need some help. That'll come through the form of the Fiend's Gate. Yeah, the creep from Snaking's kind of biting him in the back as well with the Chain Frost bouncing. But yeah, these are 5 heroes that are required to try and secure it. But the net worth lead will drop to 3k now.
Well, they're looking for more kills top. They're just going back-to-back kills. Like, very aggressive. This is really what I want to see from Pipsqueak in this kind of game.
Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't bring anyone else through.
Okay. I mean, maybe I should not speak. Maybe it is bad. I still like the idea. It's like the confidence, right? Sometimes you can get in your head when you're playing versus these very experienced, very good teams. You're like, oh, they know what our moves are. You know, you almost can think of them as like superhuman. Like they're just better. And that's, I think, why some of the good teams are so good, because I don't know if it's like fear is the right word, but you just overthink. And so when you're just confident to play your game, you don't care who you're playing versus. It could be anyone. You just take the names away. It's how you become the best in the world.
That should be a massive find if they're going to be able to slow Copy down. Great move from them. But the boys on Falcons catching up the Sand King as he's trying to find his farm, the far northern side of the map. Now they're going to look to try and consider about striking back onto Snake King mid, but you just feel the value of this kill. Of course, not even close, and they won't even be able to get Snake King. So we've got a big advantage now favoring Falcons. The pipe is completed on Amar. And Yayo is going Crimson first. But no pipe.
I think it's better than pipe. Like, there's not really much magic damage for Falcons. Like, Ench doesn't do any. Do you really care Jug Spin? Like, no. And Falcons is starting to just ramp up the kills. Malrina's just getting really nice blink stuns. He's 301. Top net worth in the game. Like, way more net worth than the enemy Sand King. And it is starting to get into that scary territory again, where I feel like Falcons is just getting kills consistently. And they're missing a bit of, I don't know if it's damage, but just being together and taking good fights for Pipsqueak. This is also the more awkward phase of the game for Sand King mid, which is when you have like level 1 or even level 2 ult to some extent versus pipe. You just feel like you do absolutely no damage, and I don't think they want to fight until potentially even this Ags. Like the Ags is so important for them to have this mixed physical plus magic damage from the epicenter. And without it, it's just, a lot of it's negated.
And they know that on Falcons. They're going to continue to use this time to their advantage. Moving into the pit is 3, 4. They got 4 there to take Roshan. So how do you... Are they actually going to fire? No, okay. Too late to even think about contesting, which maybe is honestly probably a better case, considering you're speaking about the lack of damage and going to a pipe getting activated on Omar. Could have been even worse for them.
They might try to dive this tower and kill the support. I think going on Amar is a bad choice if they walk into with the smoke. He's just way too tanky. He's got 2.2k health, plus the pipe, plus wand charges. Oh, they run into him though. Stampede away.
So honestly, maybe the better case that even like pop epi or any spells for him and just stampedes instantly. Because like you said, felt like a kill that wasn't really going to be had. So let's see how they try and look to play the map now.
So Malrina took the Aegis, which means that Skeeter is potentially vulnerable to just getting bursted on the sidelines. He's still kind of squishy. Like 1300 health is definitely doable for Sand King, Hoodwink. Probably +1, like any of the other 3, Lich, Troll, or Underlord will kill. And so he's going to play a bit safe. He doesn't want to walk out this lane too far. Pipsqueak's been very hidden off the map. Sand King is not even hitting creeps. I think last time I talked about this Ags was, what, 2 minutes ago, and he's gained 500 gold. So they really need to find something. Otherwise, it feels like they're just running around the map.
But the fight might come to them now. Malrine Smoke's going to pop. He'll get the jump over the top. The stun will be there over towards the Underlord. Copy's going to try and charge up the epicenter. It will be level 2 for the team fight, but he's not seeing an opportunity. The Blink's getting cancelled as well. Snaking will make sure there's not that great initiation, but the Snaking will still die to start. So the numbers are going to favor Pipsqueak as Falcons look to retreat back to their side. There will be no further engagement.
Maureen just feels so strong right now, though. Oh. I mean,
They're going to bait him off.
this is a scary jump.
But they're going to try and go, but you brought up your concerns previously. We're going to see that if it comes into play or not. The damage is starting to add up.
No.
Oh, the turn around the wheel. It's beautiful in combination with the Omni Slash. Amar tanks through it all. He doesn't even get close to dying. Still half health to end the fight. What a positioning of everyone else. They knew exactly what was going on. And they were ready to go. They're ready through.
Oh my, I just want to look at this one more time. You're jumping a guy right in front of his tier 1 tower. He's the guy with the most health, the guy with the pipe, the guy with the blade mail. And sure, he drops like 400 health, but that's not 0. You're also not accounting for all the team fight from the Ringmaster ult, from the Dragon Knight being able to splash damage, just the Omni Slash on everyone. You almost never want to jump these heroes in front of a tier 1, and especially not a Centaur that you can't kill.
It's now puts him up potentially unkillable stage. You see where he's currently positioned. Everyone else took the Tormentor. He's just mid without a care in the world. And this lead is up to 12k now. It felt like there was your position for them to be able to potentially slow this game out, try and get the troll some items, but now Falcons with a lead like this at mid-stage. Amar might have even got a glimpse of Nande. Nande's going to run into Melreen. Crit over to the right side as well. They got the nuke, the tame the beast. Not going to be enough. Nande can play around with the ultimate, but what's it really going to do? It's a troll at 20 minutes in, which is just tickling Melreen. They'll try and bring everyone on die, but they just might die as well if they overplay their hand. Even Skeeter's going to pop through the portal, because why not? Show up to a team fight to get some extra kills that will heavily favor Falcons. And the +1 is also there as Melreen clips the Lich as he was trying to escape. And that just one decision to jump the Centaur under the tier 1 tower top is going to bite them in the back, and it is going to be a massive consequence for them.
Oh, and the game's just going from bad to worse. It's now a 16k gold lead. The Aegis is thankfully going to expire in 40 seconds, but is anyone dying in these fights for Falcons? Do they need this Aegis? They have Pipe, they have Healing Ward. Enchantress is going to tank up and maybe heal everyone. The Centaur, I think he's going Crimson. He has 3,000 gold and a Blink queued, but oh, he's going Lotus. That's even better. So now you're going to be dealing with Lotus for like the Lich ult, for the Troll roots. Just having a bunch of armor on the Centaur seems really annoying for them to deal with. I'm trying to think. The Sand King Axe is kind of, for me, what's been missing. I think that he's too low damage, too low farm. I think they looked for too many kills and were unsuccessful. Sure, we can talk about how in another game, he's okay. In another game, maybe those kills are successful. And we're talking about, wow, he was so active on copy. He was getting so many good kills. But taking risks like that and it not paying off is really hurting them right now.
Well, he's at least now going to have the Scepter, but you're in a position where you are so far behind. And the gold is just going to make them even more survivable with these items. BKB almost from Melreen. Skeeter's going Skadi next to help tank up.
I really like this Skadi. I think a lot of people would go Ags here, but going Skadi gives you way more HP, and it lets you be kind of the one you can tank, especially with a pipe behind you. Get your spin off, get your healing ward off, turn the fight, and just stack HP, because I think the damage is so limited from Pipsqueak. If you have enough HP, there's nothing they can do. You can just walk high ground, and they'll look at you.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Eki's going to try and cut the wave, but...
This is scary for the supports.
Absolutely is. But the wheel doesn't connect, but it still does its job, though. Kadara's going to be ran down. They're going to have a little bit of damage problems. Down to the south, they'll Stampede to help close the distance onto both the heroes. Kadaro will die into the tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, Omni Slash from Skeeter. No messing around. He wants to get the kill quickly and look to try and move this into an objective where Melrine is already set up with the Elder Dragon.
Yeah. Okay, they did this thing last game too. They glyph on their tier 2 tower, and they don't save it for the tier 3. There's so much stuff tanking that the range creep's alive. It's not even like, oh, they're killing the wave. It's cool. This is just a dead tier 3 because of that glyph. Maybe they just keep going. Maybe it's just a Rax. No, they relax. They calm down. Roche is potentially starting to spawn in 40 seconds. So at this point in the game, it's always the danger. Roche can spawn in the next minute. If we die right now, it's the only way we can lose. So back up, farm the enemy camps, keep getting our gold lead, play for Roche, end the game. You get Roche Banner, you get second Aegis, you can put it in your Jug, he can Siege. He's going to finish his Scotty as well. Hopefully around the time that Roche is spawn. Nande. Ooh, almost walked into Juggernaut.
Back through the portal.
Runs away.
Any fun here? No.
Jug actually TP'd
Back
to him.
through the portal. It's like, okay.
We'll get those Ancients, Nande. All right,
There's a scepter on Yayo, but
it's a 12-second Roche respawn.
ooh.
I think the slower it is, probably the better for Pipsqueak because you get to delay the game longer, and they're just far behind now. The longer you wait, the closer the advantages, and Roche is up. So Falcons realizes this. They have all of their timings ready. They got the BKB on the Dragon Knight. They got the Scotty on the Jug. Blink Dagger's about to be finished on Centaur 2. Just walk in the pit, get this Aegis. It's so hard for Pipsqueak. They need to get a really clean jump. Probably on the Ringmaster, I think, is the big one. And then maybe with the BKB on Troll, he's able to man-fight the Dragon Knight. Just presses ult, do enough damage. I mean, but he doesn't really have...
Oh, they're going to go for the D-Ward. Yayo's going to pop through the Fiend's Gate. But what are we doing now? Like, Copy's ready to go. The Chain Frost's going to be casted, but they're just so hesitant. You see how concerned they are, what happened previously, and now when the mind games, they're starting to get in their head, and of course it's well deserved. You have this large net worth deficit that you're playing with, and a Centaur that can apparently do whatever he wants. Even the Ench can just be in the middle. So let's give the Aegis over towards Skeeter. Got the banner as well to now go high ground.
I mean, they're going to have to commit, right? They can't just keep playing this skittish game where you're like, oh, do I go? Do I not? They have to go. They're going to lose this Rax. They're going to lose the next Rax. Nothing's going to change in the next 3 minutes of pushing. Nande doesn't have an item coming. Copy doesn't have an item coming. Yayo doesn't have an item coming. This is it. This is as strong as they're going to be before their Rax go down.
And they got no buybacks as well from Dire, so with the advantage of fighting inside the base will not even really be a thing. I'll put Yado far forward. When do we ever see an opportunity to jump on Copy? Maybe we're going to wait out the healing ward. Amar's just running Yayo down. Like, there's a little bit too much damage that the Underlord has taken to start the fight. It's now going to make it difficult on your further jump. So he has to go back to base, but his tier 3's gone.
Who do you kill?
They're going to try and charge up the but you just got to go now. The stun will connect onto 2, but the Chain Frost bounce back, but Crit was ever so ready with the escape act. Nande's getting a decent amount of damage over towards Amar. Nande actually brings down the Centaur, but can you win the team fight afterwards? He's going to try and turn, but he used everything. Battle Trance BKB is out of the arsenal. And the Falcons' raw net worth and strength is too much for Dire. They'll jump Yayo behind the barracks. Crit will whip him to submission. I'm with a full set of barracks, and they might not stop there.
This is just megas. You have no epicenter, 70 seconds, kind of a useless tanking. No BKB for 56 on the Troll, even if he buys. Do you play versus megas? What do they do versus mega creeps? It's so hard. Yeah, Falcons is going for the juggler. It's going to be mega creeps here easily. I think they just keep staying. Just hit the tier 4s. Sure, Lich can delay it a bit, but it's not enough.
Not at all. Kadaro gets a nice... Copy gets a nice stun. But where's your damage with the Troll dead? Copy's not even going to be able to get out of range of the Sandstorm. Amar's back in with the Boots of Travel. They'll run Kadaro down. and run them into a victory here by the looks of it. They've got some buybacks now, but it's not going to matter. A beautiful performance here for the boys on Falcons. Shane Frost will be a little bit frustrating with the Pip, but the Pipe is just soaking up all the damage. No one's taking a single lick of damage.
One of these days, he'll die. Look at this. Andy's getting in there. He's going to have the ult. He's got a Mar.
And the escape. Cool battle
any
trend.
day now.
Any day they're going to die.
Someone.
Unfortunately.
They'll get the Aegis.
GG.
Next game. They'll get him next game.
Next game.
Very